So today brings us to a whole new big giant project, and that is putting in the septic system for the house. The pipe, as you see, comes out right here from the internals from the house. It's 4 inch from inside the house out to here, and we're going to be running it 30 feet to the west, and then we'll put in our septic tank for that. But this is going to be a big project. It's going to take us a little bit to get this done. I've never done a septic system in my life, and luckily I've got Colleen, who's now certified to be the installer, so I can turn to her for expert advice, and she can come out and supervise the actual project as we're going here. A major reason we decided to do this ourselves is the original quote for this system came in at $18,000 to $25,000, and I can't see paying that when we could easily have gone and gotten the certification and from the county to do this ourselves. It's just a matter of following the blueprints and the directions, and then we're also going to have it inspected. So anything that is out of kilter we'll be able to correct with the inspection. But we're going to go ahead and get that going. But first I'll show you what the overall system looks like. As you can see here from the drawings, we have the house here, and then the house here in the garage. We're going to be running 30 feet out for the septic cistern, and then we'll run our lines out, and these are all of our leach fields out here in the major part of the property. So we've got that piece of it to do. This is the approved county document for our engineering for this septic, and this mark over here is for expansion. If we decide to add extra bathrooms and do that, we can add extensions to that. And then this side here, this is what our leach field dimensions are. Sets our 4 lanes of pipe, the length and the depth, and then also what we need for our rock and our pipe and our cover and our mound over the top of those. So we've got pretty detailed instructions on how to do this. All right, I calculated my 4-inch pipe from the house out to where the cistern is going to go, and so I've got it at 33 feet out from here, and that pipe has got to drop 1/4 of an inch per foot all the way down to 33 feet. So I'll figure out my depth of my cistern, but right now I just got to figure out exactly where I'm going to put it. I'm looking at this flat spot right in here, simply because it's just easier. As you can see, this starts to rise up, and I don't want to start dealing with a hill with all this stuff. I'm going to have to do that with the line out to the leach field, which is on this end of the property. But it's easier to deal with that with a 2-inch pipe than the tank and all that. So we'll get that tank marked out. The one thing about all these markings is they all come straight off the drawings that we have approved by the county. All right, there we have it. And so then we'll break out the laser level to start figuring out our depths here as we're going. All right, so 5 foot 6.5 is our level spot. That's the bottom or the middle of the pipe, and now we'll figure out our depth down at the other end. I have a feeling it's going to go up quite a bit, so we'll monkey with it and find out what we need to do here. So some of what I'm trying to calculate here is that where the wall is right here. So it's going to get, all this is getting to get backfilled in or graded in, filled in with dirt and graded out. So I'm trying to, I don't have to dig that deep right here all the way to the cistern, because I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be putting dirt and filling in, this entire area out towards the cistern. At least that's the general idea. But what I'm trying to do with that, at least I broke ground on the septic system and we're underway there. Now I've got to just figure out my depth all the way to the tank to make sure I've got 8 inches of difference between the top of this pipe and the other end. It has to be an 8-inch difference, so we just got to calculate that out. All right, so I've got my 4 inch, or the trench for the 4-inch line right there, ends where the tank's going to be dug out. So I got a 1/4 inch of fall, probably a little bit more all the way down, and now we'll actually start digging out our tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from this stake, which is going to be the end of the septic tank, out. I've got some fittings over here that that's where I'm going to go to, is from there to the fittings, and then this way with the drain field. So I'm just trying to figure out what that distance is going to be, and then we'll take it from there. All right, so that puts me 27 feet out for that, and then we start to make the slope out for the drain field. Okay, so you see that. Okay, walk down that way till you hit 70 feet. You got a ways to go. That way, 14 feet.
13, 14, or hold up, right here.
No, right, go a little bit more, sorry. Well, the good part is our rock delivery for the leach field has arrived, and we're getting ready to have that dumped here, and we'll got 34 yards total that are being delivered. So should get us through what we need to do with the septic. So we'll get that delivered, and then we'll continue on with the septic system. So I'm just sitting there waiting for the delivery of my septic tank. It is coming from Glacier Precast Concrete in Kalispell. So I've got about an hour and 40-minute drive down here from there. But the truck is on its way, and we will get that tank installed here. And then once we actually get it seated and ready to go, then we'll figure out what we need as far as our plumbing to it through this trench here. And then we'll start figuring our dig out to go to the leach field. But as soon as the truck gets here, we'll get this installed. Well, there you have it. We got our septic tank installed in the ground, and now we have, again, over here we have our uprights for here, and then our pump. I still have to install the pump in this thing and get that all set up as far as the tank itself goes. But we've got it at least into place. That's a huge piece of this puzzle for me as well. And so I'll continue digging that way dig a trench this way, and then this right here, this whole area in here will be the leach field. So next up is starting to trench our way out of here, and we'll work on the septic, the tank as well. So big plus to have that in today. On to doing the drain field, and getting ready to mark that out, and then we'll get ready on digging that out. All right, as you can see behind me, I've got all the lanes marked out. I've got 4 of those, and we're going to start digging. The problem is with the dirt pileup, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do one trench at a time. I'll dig it out all the way from this end here where I'm at all the way back to the start point back there. Get that all, make sure it's all leveled and even all the way through the trench, and then I will add the 3-inch rock that we've got for that. I've got to put the rock in there 10 inches high, and then it goes the pipe, and then another 12-inch or 2 inches of rock on top of the pipe once we're done with our test. But we'll go ahead and get started. I'm not going to spend a lot of time videoing the digging. I mean, you've seen me dig quite a bit. I'll probably do a little bit here and there just to show some progress, but I'm not going to sit there and time lapse a ton of digging. It is what it is. All right, so I've got the first hole started, and I've got the depth set. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's rolling terrain here, so it kind of goes up and dips and does all this wonky stuff out here. So that's why I've got the laser level out, and we will just be marking as we go along. But again, the trench is 3 feet deep and 3 feet wide, and so we're just going to continue on with our digging and see if we can get this all sorted out. So I gave this some thought, and I'm gonna have to move that 3-inch rock in here and get this one full with the rock before I start the next one. Otherwise, I'm never getting the skid steer over these holes to do it. And so I think before I start digging this next one, I'll go ahead and fill this one 10 inches deep with that 3-inch rock.
You look like you're driving with purpose.
Yeah, a little too close to the edge. That's a little windy right now, but I've got three of my trenches dug, 2 of them with rock in it. I've got to move this big pile of dirt so I can get in here with a skid steer to put rock in here. But I also got my cross trench that'll connect all 4, along with a 2-inch pipe will go in there that'll connect to the septic system. So we're making good progress here. It's just slow work because I got to keep getting out and checking it with a laser level to make sure. But as you can see, that trench is pretty level all the way through the thing, and that's because I get out every few feet with the laser level there and make sure that it's set. And then when the rock is there, that's the same thing with that. But I'm also not wasting any time. Like, again, pardon the wind, but it's about 90 degrees and windy, and so it is just a dusty, hot mess out in this place. But one thing I've been doing, rather than pile the dirt up, as I have on my list, excavation wise, is to start backfilling around the house. We did once when we did the foundation, but overall, we have some stuff that we're doing here. We're starting to fill in around the house. a little bit here and there, kind of show you a little bit of this. As you can see, we're starting to fill in. I'll come back and grade all this out even more once I'm done with the septic, but the septic system is my primary goal here overall. And here's the back of the house. As you can tell, we've come up quite a bit, probably about 2 feet in the back of the house with dirt, which is a huge accomplishment. Anyway, we will keep on with digging, and I'll show you when all 4 of the septic leach field pits are done. Well, I'm on to my 4th and final run for the septic here. I'm going to finish this last leach field. I've got the pin down on the other end of the pin here, so I'm going to go ahead and string line this so I know I've got a straight line, and I'll paint it. That way I know what my marks are so I can gauge it as we go. It's pretty tough on this loose, fluffy dust, but at least I got my line marked. I know where I'm going now. We'll get to digging and finish this last one off. Well, as you can see, I have got all 4 of the leach line fields done. It was a lot of excavating to get that done and make sure that they're level. But we got that completed. It's a windy, hot day out here, but we're still rolling on. This is the last or major part of the dig. Up where the tractor's at, I've got to run a trench from the septic tank out and then connect into, there's a back side of this that is part of where the 2-inch lines will come out and feed into the 1 1/4-inch lines here when we get ready to do plumbing. As I was saying, I got the septic fields come out to here, and then I've got this cross line here that connects them all, and it'll run 2-inch pipe in there, and then where the tractor is where the septic tank is. It's got to come out to here, and then we'll connect it up here. But that's the last bit of excavating to do, and then we're done with the excavation for the septic, which is a huge project in itself. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Although it's, like I said, it's a slow process. There's no point in filming a ton of just digging. If you've seen a person dig one hole, you've seen them dig enough. It'd be, probably be more interesting if I fell in the hole, but we're trying to avoid that. There we go. We've got all of the excavation work completed for the septic system. It was a huge project, one that I'm glad to have over, and we've got all the rock in there and ready to go. So the next thing we're going to start doing is I still have a lot of work to do on the septic tank itself. That has got the pump installed. I managed to get that done, but I still have to do all the plumbing into the tank, and then all the plumbing out of the tank, and the plumbing to the drain fields behind me. So we still have quite a bit to do on the next part of this project, but the main big chunk of this was the excavation. I wanted to get that done while I had the excavator out here, and now that's ready to go back, and we're done with all this. So we'll get busy with the next phase of this, which is putting in, like I said, all the plumbing. We still have to go get plumbing supplies and do all that, and I've got to figure out some things with the I guess there's an alarm sensor with the tank and some other pieces that I've got to still figure out what exactly is going on there. But excavation is completed, and I'm pretty stoked about that. That's a big chunk of the project over. Anyway, if you like this type of thing, please remember to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. And again, thanks for watching.